I'm going through the process right now of trying to delete things off my phone. Slow and annoying process. But I started doing the video. Like, you guys know me. I hate doing live clips, but on YouTube, I guess I don't have to worry about it. But like Instagram, I can't go live. Get distracted. So I just do the videos ahead of time and post. But I think this video I just have to go straight like I don't have the space. And this video is important. It has nothing to do with anything going on right now, but it has everything to do with everything going on right now. And just really brought to my attention, right? What's up, squirrel? I get distracted easily, right? So, and it's even dope because in that video I was getting distracted. Ain't gonna talk about all that, but anyways, yeah. So we got like this thing called the Toronto Boujee Nigga Club, and for me, okay, let's explain what the Boujee Nigga Club is, right? So the Boujee Nigga Club has always like existed in a sense, but it really resonates right now in this internet social media age. Like we got what I would call like the bourgeoisie class of the internet for niggas, for black people, for folks of African descent, for people who are melanated, right? And for me specifically, I was born into that class in a sense, but I've also evolved into that class in other ways. And let me break that down. I was born in church, right? Like church folk, that's like automatic bourgeoisie. That's automatic bougie people. Think about it, family. Like you're coming to church, especially my kind of church. You're going to church, dressing up in a suit to jump around and worship and get sweaty. Like who puts on a like a 3-piece suit, nicely ironed and everything like that to go and sweat it up? That's that's bougie, bro. That's hella bougie. Like you would think, oh no, it's not bougie because it's a suit. Like being bougie is putting on a suit and not doing anything. No, being bougie is saying I put on a suit to jump around. That's bougie, bro. Other people jump around in like sweatsuits or like sports gear, but church people go to church to jump around in dress clothes. So, anyways, I'm also like I've been working in the music industry, a part of hip hop. If you take a look, you can definitely know that the hip hop community, especially the hip hop community of niggas, black folk, hella bougie, bro. Real bougie. Like, they're gonna put a lot of money into just trying to let you know that they're better than you, or that they're living a high life. And think about it, you got the church, they're living a high life, right? Because they're like working for God, working for righteousness. So it's like hella bougie. Can't tell me nothing. I'm working higher than you. But then you got the hip hop community, they're bougie too. They're like, I'm working higher than you. But then there's another group that I'm also a part of. This is like pro-black or like street activism, like Pan-Africanism, social activism, like, you know what I mean? That group too. They're also bougie because it's kind of straightforward, right? Like your hands, you're working in the community. And thing is, you're not just working in the community, like it's your community, so you're part of it. You don't even have to be rich like the rappers or the church folk to buy the suits and whatever. Your hands is rich because you're doing work for your own community, which is helping your own people. Like think about that. Like you're like, man, you're just going to working. I'm working to make sure you're good. You're good. Like my hands is doing next level work. So there's a bougie energy there too. It is what it is. So my thing is like, okay, cool. Like I have no problem being a part of all these different bougie classes, fam. Like there's nothing wrong with it from my perspective, except that they're all whatless. They're all useless, bro. All the bougie nigga clubs are useless. Like, let's keep it a buck, bro. The church, they're just building more churches. Like, they make all that money, and then they build another church. Like, they're not building banks. They're not building businesses. They're whatless. Whatless. And we're talking about bougie. We're talking about upper echelon shit. Like, we're not talking about low level can achieve. We're talking about this is the upper class. Whatless. And then you talk about hip hop. These niggas are still dying. Like, doesn't matter how many guys die, another one's still dying. Like, they don't learn from anything that's been said at all. Whatless. And then, like, activism and pro-black and useless, bro. They're all schismed. They're all, like, fractioned from each other. No unity, bro. And it's really bad because I see where they all can intersect and actually find usefulness. But there's certain things that will have to die in order for that to happen. And I've been using my platform to try and bring about conversation so that, you know, the church folk and the hip hop folk and the straight activism folk can come and have conversations and point out where things is awry. Because when I have my offline conversation with folks in hip hop, they're cursing, saying church this and activism that. And when I'm with the church folk, they're saying, yo, hip hop this and fake activism that, right? But when I'm at the activists, they're saying, man, hip hop this and church that. But at least they're saying we could come together. But they're not even together. So they're just straight lying, right? Like, this is my thing. Everyone knows my energy to be an actual, like, united type of person, like, ambidextrous with it, eclectic with it, right? But they're not listening. Folks are not listening to me, man. I don't know why you guys are not listening to me. When I'm connected to enough narratives, stories, and real life situations, that the wisdom of my actions will naturally encompass everybody's wants and wills. Like, folks just don't want righteousness to guide them. That's what I realized at this point. Like, folks is jealous that God has positioned me to be talented to work in hip hop at such a high level, raised in one of the largest, biggest churches, important churches for the ends, and working with some of the most important organizations in our country while still doing me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do me. So at the end of the day, everyone knows, like, G's gonna do him, but he's down for us. Like, G naturally doing him is being down for us too. They don't get it. Folks don't get that, right? So fear is stopping some of the craziest networks. Let me rephrase that. Fear is stopping some of the craziest connections in my networks from coming together and changing this whole thing, right? Like, changing the whole thing right now. If folks understood the knowledge I have in my head, the wisdom I have for guidance. That's why I do artist development, because that's like fun. Like, that's like micro level, you know, put this and the other. Like, I could be do city planning because my mind is really for the people. And I've been around too many situations, professional, street, religious. I mean, I seen it all. I ain't really claiming, I don't claim hip hop like that. I don't claim church like that. I don't claim the streets like that in terms of activism, but I do. So it queffs people. Like I said, this whole thing's a queff right now. Just like the weather. Have me outside kind of sweating up, but I prefer this than to take off the jacket and start shivering. It's a beautiful day though. Let's get back to the point and wrap this all up. Because I'm hurt. I think that's really what it is. Like, at the end of the day, I'm actually really hurt in my heart to know that I'm here for the people, but because they see what is necessary, like what is truly necessary for me to be here, almost makes them feel I'm complicit to their cause when I'm actually, you know, for it. So yeah, I just want to make this video because bourgeoisie niggas in the States, you guys are probably going through this. I'm not gonna say that, you know, there's just a situation in Toronto and it's not happening anywhere else. But I feel like when I look and I even connect and speak to and talk to the hip hop and the religious and the activism communities in the States, they understand their roles. You know what I'm saying? But they're always hitting the ceiling because Canada's really where activism takes place. Like, when the Canadian individuals have a change of perspective, it eventually changes in the States as well. Weed legalizes here, weed slowly legalizing in every state there. right? Like, I don't know. We had free healthcare. Obama tried to do healthcare, and now they got, you know what I mean? Like, things that are Canadian ways of life, progressive ways of life, America eventually gonna pick it up. So I know for a fact if the black community here connects, unites, comes together, figures out true activism that connects all the sides, which I've already done in my mind. But if they just align with me and say, gee, like, what should we do? We're winning. I know it. I know it. But you know, until that point, I would just humbly play my little roles. All right, for hip hop, I'll play my role. For the streets, activism. For the church when necessary. I've already played my role for church half my life, to be honest. There's nothing more the church could ask me to do. But when they do ask me, a couple weeks ago, I participated in terms of an intersection of church and hip hop. And I guess it would be street activism. And for the first time, I felt like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I ain't get paid to do what I was doing. But the universe paid me in energy and spirit. Felt so good helping out in that situation. And, you know, we'll see what happens from it. But all I'm saying is that was a one-off. My everyday is that energy. But that was a one-off where my energy was with everyone and was all on my wave. And it was orchestrated by another gentleman. But you understood the perspective that I'm fighting. That reminds me, I need to call that gentleman. But all that to say, folks, like, I hope this video broke it down for you guys. You guys see that, you understand that that class exists here. And if we come together, nothing's stopping us.